All right, so this is a response to Alex's response based on the feminist question. So, totally no judgment, because I think, as a guy, it's definitely something that it just comes from a different perspective because you are a guy. And I think you make a really good point, like where you grew up and those things, like it just wasn't really relevant, and not in a bad way. It just, like you had said, if girls were tougher or did better at something, it just didn't really faze you. I think that's definitely the case. I think the world has come a really long way in making it to be where there's not a huge difference. I think, in elementary school, we were all kind of taught, like, yeah, girls might not be as well, but if a girl won at Foursquare, it wasn't really thought at as, like, maybe there'd be little kid jokes like, oh, you got beat by a girl, but I think that, society has came a long way, whereas girls can do plenty of things, at least as children, that guys can do. I think maybe that's the only time there's two times where it's relevant in our lives. Maybe when we're a little bit young and there's kind of that stigma like, ooh, you got beat by a girl. So maybe the elementary stage, and then I think kind of from there it goes away for a little bit. And then I think it kind of reappears, we find it reappearing back when we start to get our so-called big girl and big boy jobs, after college. I think that's where a lot, I've, touched on this in my other videos, but the wage gap, I think that's kind of when it reappears then in life. When, I do think it's important that women, get paid the same as men. So I think it's kind of interesting to see how, it's relevant in different points of our life. I think some, not like when we're young, no, like to me, it was kind of the same thing as you had said, Alex. It wasn't, I am a girl, but like if I beat a guy, there was never like this big, like, like it would just be more so like little jokes and, small things like that. But I do think it's important now that we're older and there's more things that are relevant. I think it is important now when you're looking at salaries and people are living off these wages. So if I am doing the same man as a job and I potentially could be doing it better, why would I be making less money? So I definitely think it's up for a conversation and debate when it kind of comes to that type of thing. But I do agree with you, where I grew up, growing up, it just wasn't too big of a deal if a girl was better than a guy. But like I said, I think now that we're all getting older, it's definitely up for debate more, and it kind of causes some more like thoughts in my mind about, feminism and that women are being treated the same as men.